Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel if you are new here, which I'm sure some of you, if not most of you, might be, because we just announced something yesterday that was kind of big.
We're engaged.
We are engaged. Oh, sorry, the camera setup is different. All of the stuff to film is at my house currently. We are not at my house, but we wanted to film this video as soon as possible so that you guys, because a lot of you guys were asking for the story time, for details, updates, whatever, so we wanted to get it out as soon as possible. Also, we're not drinking beer, we are drinking root beer.
This is cream soda, just so you guys know.
Here's my ring. It might focus. I'm gonna probably post pictures of my ring either on TikTok or Instagram or something. Pictures and like video really don't do it justice. My ring is super pretty. I'm in love with it. Trevor actually designed my ring. He didn't just like go and pick it out. So today we're just gonna try to cover like basically the story time of how it happened. Trevor filmed his whole process of like getting the ring, doing all that. He did it on TikTok. It's not up yet because every single time he tried to post the video,
people sent it to Jada.
Yeah, so he just decided to not post and just post after we were engaged.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that
gonna
will
be starting that this next week.
Yeah, so that will be coming. So watch his account for that.
It was so hard to keep everything from her because I was afraid she was gonna look through my drafts and everything and
What drafts?
on TikTok.
Oh.
And like find them, and she didn't. Thankfully.
I didn't look for it. Like I didn't want to know when it was happening. I had like an inkling. My inkling was wrong. Because we have obviously been engaged for a couple weeks now before we announced it. I've already asked my bridesmaids. Trevor asked his best man already. Because I was just really excited to be able to ask my bridesmaids. So I literally did it like a day after we got engaged. I went out and bought all the stuff.
And then you started the day, that day.
Because I was so excited. So it happened very quickly.
Crazy.
Yeah, happened very quickly, but I was very excited. So I already have those videos filmed.
For my best man, I picked actually her brother, and he's in the Air Force, so he was in Arizona. That's where he's stationed, and we flew out there this past weekend, and it was 117 degrees, by the way.
118 when we landed. It was insane.
Crazy. The whole week was over 100, and it was terribly hot.
Yeah.
That's just too warm when you come from 60-degree weather in Wisconsin. So I asked her brother to be my best man, and it was kind of cool because he actually teared up a little bit, and I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, we got my brother's reaction to being asked on camera. I didn't get any of my bridesmaids' reactions, unfortunately, because the one, she knew it was coming. I could have still recorded it, but I just...
She helped you make up, didn't she?
No. She had her sister with her, Maddie.
Mm.
She had her sister with her, and it was just kind of like awkward for me to be like, oh, just wait, let me pull up my camera and like position it. And then the other one, she's actually my maid of honor. She was there when I was making them, but she had no idea she was getting one. But then she kind of knew because I had to drop her off at home and I brought the box with. So she kind of knew that that was coming, but it was fine. And then his sister, it was kind of, there was some like stuff going on, like emotional family stuff, so I didn't want to like pull the camera out and be like, oh, but pause your emotions so I can record this.
Right.
But the moment was right for me to ask her. The moment just wasn't right for it to be recorded. And then my last bridesmaid, I was kind of having an emotional moment. I was just very overwhelmed with like family stuff, and there was just a lot going on that week. So I was very like emotional. She actually came over. A big reason that she came over was to get the box, A, and B was to help like calm me down a little bit, which is why she's my bridesmaid. And then we just like talked about wedding stuff, which helped calm me down a lot because I love talking about planning the wedding, thinking about planning the wedding, all that. So talking about it helped me a lot. So so none of them, what I'm getting at, it just wasn't like the right time to ask. So
I was initially gonna ask Jada in Punta Cana. That's where we were supposed to go actually the end of October. But then plans got canceled because of the whole pandemic going on. So then I was going to ask her in Arizona this last weekend. But a week before we went to Arizona, well, actually 2 weeks before we went to Arizona, I found out her brother was coming home.
And I thought it was happening in Arizona. So he didn't want to do it in Arizona because he still wanted me to be surprised and to be able to enjoy our trip. And I can honestly say that if Trevor wouldn't have proposed when he did, the whole trip I would have been a nervous wreck. Thinking, like, when's it going to happen? Is it going to happen here? What do I have to wear? I would have been, like, freaking out. Like, my hair's not done. My makeup's not done. I'm not in a cute outfit. Like, I would have constantly been in a state of panic. So I'm very glad that it happened and I didn't know it was happening.
So I found out her brother was coming home. And then from there, that's kind of the plan.
Because I had always said that it would have been really special for me if Austin could have been, my brother, could have been involved in the engagement. Because we are, like, extremely close. We always have been. So I'd always said that I would have liked him to be involved. Didn't necessarily have to be, but I didn't think he was going to be because he's in the Air Force. Didn't know when we were going to see him next other than the trip. So
Yeah.
that's why I thought it was happening in Arizona.
So I just found out that her brother was coming home. And she was talking to me the whole way from, we had to go to the store for something. And she was talking to me about how she wishes her brother could be there, but she knows he's not going to be. And she was really sad about that.
It was me dropping a subtle hint to him that I wanted him to do it in Arizona so that Austin could be there and witness it and stuff.
And I knew she wanted me to do it in Arizona. There were so many clues that she dropped. It was so obvious that she wanted me to do it in Arizona. So I knew Austin was coming home. And she had no clue. It was a surprise to her. So we planned up a little party for Austin when he got home.
Mind you, I'm going to toss this in. So at the party, it was obviously my family. So it was my dad, or my mom, my stepdad, and then my mom's parents, so my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, my 2 little cousins. They come over all the time because we live on the lake, and they like to go swimming and do all that fun stuff. And then Trevor's family came over. Didn't even faze me because, once again, they all like to go swimming, so they come over a lot. My dad and Debbie were there, which was a little weird to me. My dad and stepmom, because obviously, like, your ex-husband doesn't come to your house very often, but he was there. So when I saw him, I was kind of like, and my little brother, obviously. But I was kind of like, and I just played it off that, you know, everyone was there because Austin was home. And we normally have, like, a party every time Austin comes home, so I really didn't think anything of it.
So that's why it worked out perfect. So I was talking to Austin this whole time, and we were trying to think about plans. So I went and got the ring the day before I proposed. Then her mom came in and saw the ring on Saturday because she came in to work with me. And then after that, I went to her dad's house. And it just so happened that her brother was there. And I showed him the ring and asked for his permission. And I asked for her dad's permission a month and a half ago already from now. If not sooner than that. It was a month before I even got the ring. I asked him.
Trevor went to my dad's house to show him the ring. And my previous relationship, I dated my brother's best friend. So I dated him for 2 years almost. And they're still decently close. So every time Austin is home, his friend is there. Which normally isn't a problem. He normally steers clear of me. I didn't see him the whole time Austin was home. But because Trevor went to my dad's house, like, unannounced, to show him the ring, my brother just so happened to be there, so obviously his friend, my ex-boyfriend, was also there.
Who picked him up from the airport. Her ex-boyfriend was there when I went to go show Austin and her dad. And it was the most awkward thing ever. So I didn't even know he was there. Because he was downstairs when I walked in, and Austin and her dad were upstairs. So I called him outside. That was the first time I showed Adam, her dad, the ring. And then I showed Austin the ring. And I was asking for Austin's permission, and it was kind of cool because they both kind of, like, got really excited. I could tell on Austin's face that he was just super excited. And he, like, lit up and shook my hand and was like, yeah, that's awesome. I looked back in my car just for a second, I don't know why, and I see a reflection. And it was of her ex-boyfriend walking out, and he's like, hey guys, what's going on? So I quickly fumbled the ring and just tossed it in my car. And we're just all like, nothing's going on. Most awkward thing ever. So everyone literally just dropped everything that we were talking about and just took on a normal conversation.
Yeah. Okay, so day of rolls around. My brother's there. My brother's girlfriend is there.
Literally everyone is there.
Yeah, so Trevor's family starts to show up, this and that. One of my best friends, who is my brother's girlfriend's sister, shows up. His girlfriend spent the night without like knowing she was spending the night, so she was in like a sweatshirt and jeans and it was super hot. She didn't have a car or anything, so she was like, I need to go get my stuff. So I rode with them to get her stuff, and
at that point, everyone knew what was happening.
right.
Literally
so, and everyone was there. So
while she was gone, I showed everyone the ring. My stomach was just gone. It hurt so bad. I was so nervous. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep the night before, or a few days before even. I was just a wreck. Well, I was going to wait until later, but I couldn't eat, and I had to eat. I just literally couldn't. My stomach hurt so bad. Couldn't eat. I just felt like I was going to throw up everywhere, and it was terrible. So I'm like, I have to do this. I have to do this. A few days before this whole party, I forgot about this, but someone at work made 2 bandanas for our dog Cody. And
mind you, Cody's a thickie.
he's a big dog.
So he had a thick neck. So they could not find him a bandana that fit his chunky neck.
They had to get like towels.
Dish towels.
Yeah, that would go around his neck, and they were still almost too small. He has so much hair. He's so like poofy.
Yeah, he's a thickie.
So
He's a thick boy.
so then she made them, and they turned out beautiful. And I can't thank her enough for that. But
We're gonna do another video after this video in like a couple days or whatever. It's gonna be basically a slideshow, putting pictures together of like the engagement, so we don't have to worry about inserting them into this. So it's gonna be a separate video of pictures from that day, pictures we got taken in Arizona with my ring, and so forth. So
she made these towels. And literally one night she put them together, and it was crazy. She got asked at work, and got home at like 6 o'clock and did them. And had them to work the next day.
went out, bought the supplies, everything, made them, and had them to Trevor by the next day.
She came in,
and they were like detailed. Like it wasn't just like the words. Like she put pictures on them, like paw prints, rings, like
everything,
details.
bones,
like it was crazy.
everything.
Yeah.
So one said, "Will you marry my daddy?" And Cody's gonna be running out with this, and we're technically Cody's parents. And the other one said, "Mommy said yes." So it comes about time, and everyone's ready. I was just sitting outside distracting Jada while everything was getting ready. So the plan was to have, since Austin was a big role in her life, to have Austin walk Cody down to the dock, and we'd be at the end of the dock, and then she would turn around, and then she'd read Cody's bandana that said, "Will you marry my daddy?" And then she'll turn around and I'll be on one knee. But it didn't turn out perfect.
So my dad put a cooler at the end of the dock with a ring in it, and he said, "Jada, go get me ice out of my cooler at the end of the dock." Me not thinking anything of it, I said the typical response, "You had another child for a reason, he's the youngest, make him go do it," basically. Trevor just being Trevor, like he always does this, where he's like, "Come on, let's just go, like it's not a big deal." So he's like, "Let's just go get the ice." So he starts like pulling me to the edge of the dock. It was kind of weird because I could tell people were like looking at us. They kind of always do when I make like a sassy comment, so I didn't think too far into it. So Trevor's like pulling me to the end of the dock, and I noticed that like my aunt and uncle were missing, my grandparents were missing, my step grandparents were missing, who I never call my step grandparents, they're my real grandparents, but just to clarify, they're my stepdad's parents. And Trevor's sister-in-law was missing, and I was like, "Where is everybody?" And they were like, "Oh, they're out on the pontoon. They're going for a little joyride." So I didn't think anything of it. They love going on the boat.
We're gonna have them like come around the lake and have them. We'd be on the dock right here, and then just have them come past as I'm proposing to her and get it all on video.
Didn't work out.
Did not play out perfectly.
Mind you, it is like hot, like 90 degrees.
It was warm.
Doesn't probably seem hot to a lot of people, but in Wisconsin, that's hot. So he's like hugging me, and I was like, "Trevor, please get off. Like, if I get too hot, I faint." So I was like, "Please get off. Like, you are making me extremely warm." And he was like, "Oh, I have to tell you something. I have to tell you something." And he would like whisper something to me, and I was like, "Okay, get the ice. Let's go." And I wanted to walk back.
And I'm literally stalling with any possible thing that wouldn't give it away.
Yeah.
Because they were still doing stuff back there and trying to get the boat around. And
my uncle, who was driving the boat, didn't realize it was happening. Couldn't see. My mom was supposed to call my aunt and say, "It's happening, speed the boat up, get it to the front." She was texting her, so my aunt wasn't getting the text messages because obviously you don't get great reception on the lake. So she was waiting for the phone call, and my mom never called. She forgot. So she was texting her instead, and she never got the text messages. So my uncle had no idea that it was happening when it was happening. So he was going too slow. So they never caught it on video, which was a bummer. So then Trevor hugged me again, and I was like, Trevor, stop. Like, you were so warm. And I could feel his heart racing. And I was like, why is your heart beating so fast? And then I felt his pockets, like I felt around, and there was no ring. So then my heart started beating really fast because I thought it was happening. But then I felt his pockets, and I was like, there's no ring, so there's no reason your heart should be beating. I literally just like turned around, and I was like, grab Dad's cooler. I turned around because I started feeling very like dizzy, lightheaded, like whatever. So I turned around, and I started to like walk back. And when I did, I saw Austin had Cody on the leash. Austin never has our dog on the leash because he's scared he's gonna run. So normally someone else does it. He starts walking him to me. So I thought Austin was just coming to hand him to me. So I like put my hand out for the leash, and that was when I noticed that he was wearing a bandana, and I didn't even see what it said. I just saw the word Mary, and then I turned around and Trevor was down on one knee.
Yeah.
So that was how it happened, and then obviously I don't even remember what Trevor said to me. I have no idea. I was literally just like looking at the ring, and I was like in shock of what was happening. Like, it was insane. So obviously, like, I didn't start crying, which was very surprising. If I'm like shocked and I know there's people watching me, I'll literally just like shut down. So no tears came out. Obviously I was still super excited, but so I said yes, and then
I started crying when I was talking to her.
I honestly have no idea what Trevor said to me when he proposed. I have no idea what he said to me.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, basically, and I was just like waiting for him to like ask the question so I could be like, yes, let's go.
Get this over with. Let's do it. I've been waiting so long.
Yeah, basically. So obviously, like, it came. I said yes, and then he like stood up to put the ring on my finger, and we were both shaking. Like, my hand was like
my
this,
hand.
and Trevor's
I was like, let's just do this over the shore.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop this
so
in
then
the
he's
water.
like, I don't want to drop this in the water. Can we like back it up onto land? And I was like, yeah. So we walked backwards, and then everyone was thinking I said no, because Trevor didn't put the ring on me. So we like walked back, and they were all kind of like, and I was like, we're putting it on land so that I don't drop it.
If she does, it won't go in the water and sink.
Oh, okay.
After asking her, I literally just gave everyone hugs, and everyone that wanted a hug, and then walked away and just literally sat in my chair like this.
Yep. He's done.
I was so relaxed. My body was just so comfortable. And it felt amazing.
Yeah. And then instantly we left from the party, which was kind of a bummer, but we left from the party and we told all my dad's family, which was super fun. So we showed all of them, and then we waited this 2.5 week period, 2-week period or whatever, to announce it, because we wanted to take time to enjoy it. We wanted like to just be able to take it in, to kind of get some wedding details before we shared anything with you guys.
To be honest, that's another reason why we haven't posted the Are We Engaged yet on TikTok, or anything on TikTok, really.
Yeah.
Because that series is over now.
That's really sad. But we will be starting a new one. We will be starting a wedding series.
I think it's time to move on from just life. It's time to
grow.
Start growing and actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's time to start, actually making videos.
Yeah.
Again.
So
Posting. It's time to start posting more on YouTube.
Yeah. Basically, the only few things we know about the wedding is that it's going to take place in fall of 2022, most likely. Either late September, early October. We have a pretty good idea of what the theme will be, when it will take place. I know I'm doing things very quickly, but it's because I'm very excited.
Which is awesome. I'm so glad she's excited.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, do all that. Subscribe. Our camera is about to die. Thank you guys for all the support you've given us throughout all of this. It's been crazy. So let's keep that coming while we plan our wedding. If you know any wedding brands that we should work with, please let me know. I'm very interested in that. So thank you guys once again, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye guys.